Funding for News 6 is made possible in part by Time Warner Cable. Time Warner Cable is proud to support News 6. Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Additional funding is provided by the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation and members of WBGU PBS.
Welcome to News 6. I'm Shiloh Thompson. Today's program is presented by the 6th grade class of Arlington Elementary located in Hancock County. Arlington takes great pride in its school's academic, athletic, and musical accomplishments. The village has a population of 2,000 residents and is the home to the Arlington Red Devils.
Hi, I'm Joe Riemann. This next segment was shot and edited by the students in our class. The Eagle Creek Historical Organization found a log home covered with aluminum siding in 1989 in Findlay. They bought it, disassembled it, trucked the pieces to Arlington, and reassembled it in the downtown area. Catherine Jolliff tells us more.
This sign is in front of the log house in Arlington, Ohio. The log house was founded in 1840 when Mr. Hincher was tearing down the house and found out it was a log house. He called Findlay's historical organization, but Findlay already had a cabin. This is what the back of the house looks like. In the backyard, there's an outhouse. Hopefully, nobody has used it in quite a few years. Inside, there's 2 benches, a rocking chair, a fireplace, and a stump. The fireplace is very special because it has a beehive oven for cooking. The stairs in a house back then would have been made of pegs in the wall. The windows would not be glass, they would be made of wood. This is what the attic looks like. These nails were from the original house. This is Mr. Rose and Mr. Steinman. Mr. Rose helped move the house, and Mr. Steinman knows a lot about Arlington history and the house. This is the marker in the front of the house. George H.W. Bush gave it us in September 26, 1992. This is the 6th grade class of 2013.
Hi, I'm Shelby Eddington with this week's Critics' Choice. This week's movie is Tristan and Isolde. This movie takes place before the time of Romeo and Juliet. After the fall of Rome, visionary warlord Mark, played by Rufus Sewell, seeks to unite the English tribes to form one strong nation and defeat the brutal Irish king Donahad. But when Lord Mark's greatest and most loyal knight, Tristan, played by James Franco, falls in love with Isolde, played by Sophia Myles, a beautiful Irish woman, it threatens to destroy the fragile truce and ignite a war. In the spirit of Braveheart and A Knight's Tale, Tristan and Isolde is a tale of trust that will leave you breathless. This movie proves that true love conquers all.
Hi, I'm Ben Nealing. Maple sugaring has been an early spring tradition in some parts of the country ever since the eastern woodland Indians discovered that maple sap cooked over an open fire produces sweet sugar. This next segment was written by Adrian Shepard, Michelle Kendall, Eric Duvall, and myself.
Hi, I'm Adrian Shepard. We're going to learn how maple syrup is made. Arlington, Ohio hosts a maple syrup festival. It's going to be a real sweet event. Charlie Crates' grandfather was the first in his family to produce maple syrup.
We began production back in the 1920s. The tapping process is really very simple. We've been using a drill, and we drill in about 2 inches in depth. We take a spile and tap it very gently into the tree. We cannot use the same hole each year so that there's no rotting takes place in the tree. It takes a good year for the tree to heal itself, so we try to stay away from the last year's tap.
Maple trees must be tapped during the small window of time during February and March when the days need to be above freezing and the nights below freezing.
and before the trees leaf out and blossom.
Sap flows because in the spring, Mother Nature is telling the tree that it's time to come out in the leaf. The sap's telling the water in the ground to actually come up the tree and start the production of the bud.
Approximately 50 gallons of maple sap equals 1 gallon of maple syrup. Ohio is third in the USA in maple syrup production behind Vermont and New York.
Sap does look like water. You can taste the difference. If you do taste the sap, it does have a sweet taste to it. The boiling process is the water comes into what is known as the flue pan. Once it goes through the flue pan, it goes through the finishing pan, which is the final pan that before we actually draw it off. Syrup is graded by color and taste, and as far as price goes, we have just a scale for a gallon charge, half gallon, quart, pint, and so on.
This is Adrienne Shepard reporting for News 6.
That's all for News 6. We hope you've enjoyed learning about our community. Thanks for watching.
Funding for News 6 is made possible in part by Time Warner Cable. Time Warner Cable is proud to support News 6. Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Additional funding is provided by the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation and members of WBGU PBS.